Hey folks, this is Keough, and as promised, I have a new training video for you. And in this video, you're going to see me do some squatting with a very slightly modified technique. I am moving my stance out, and I'm starting to work on it. I worked on it a little bit last week with really unplanned training and actually using some very light weights just to try and see what felt comfortable for me. And I didn't go above, I think, about 225 pounds last week. So this week I moved it up a little bit. I started doing something that could actually be considered a work set. I did 5 sets of 10 at 280 pounds on this day, but I only filmed the first 3. I filmed 2 from the side, and then I filmed 1 from sort of like the front side to give you and to give me a couple of perspectives on my squat. I moved my stance out a little bit. I want to say that I'm around shoulder width. Um, my feet are maybe a foot apart, I would say, but it's to give you some context, it's still about twice as wide as what I was working with before. So it feels very weird. I experimented with different stance widths on this day, and right now I feel good with a fairly narrow stance, right around shoulder width, but anything beyond that, I would say, just feels pretty uncomfortable for me. Um, Abductor strength seems to be a little bit of an issue. My knees were starting to cave. Before I did this, well, my knees weren't really caving on this, but before I did this, I did some singles working up just to kind of test it out, and got up to 365 for a single, and felt like my knees started to cave at that point. So that's going to take me some time to address. I haven't really had to squat with a focus on abduction prior to this point, so that will be an adjustment for me. I am squatting right now with my toes pointed forward because that feels most comfortable for me. I tried turning my feet out, and it really just didn't feel good at all. So I'm going to try and set my toes forward, move my stance out a little bit, and I'm also squatting in Olympic weightlifting shoes, which are allowing me to stay much more upright than before. I don't know exactly what the difference in back angle is. I know it still looks like I'm coming forward a little bit on these, but for a low bar squat, my back angle really isn't too bad. And before this, I used to really fall forward. It wasn't really a mobility issue for me so much as it was a balance issue. That's what I had to do in order to keep balance and in order to have a chance at hitting depth. This right here is from the front side, so you'll be able to see what my squat looks like from here. I'm still, again, just really working on things, so this is in a very preliminary phase. I'm going to do 3 weeks of almost like a technique mesocycle is what I'm calling it. Going to hit somewhere between 80 and 100 bar lifts per week, but it's all going to be pretty low intensity and pretty low exertion. And after that, I'm going to run the full small up cycle starting with the base cycle with a lighter 1 rep max, and that should give me enough volume to really acclimate to the training. The squat feels great, it just feels weak, but I'm determined over the next year I'm really going to build this up and should be much better for it. Keep checking in, more videos for you soon.